Why we ought to be staying out of the ISIS-Iraq violence, but South Carolina's Republican Senator Lindsey Graham with why the U.S. better take action.
Director of National Intelligence, the FBI Director, and most of our intelligence community, ISIS presents a direct threat to the homeland in Syria, now Iraq. Americans and Western Europeans are going to help their cause, and they can flow back here. So yes, they're a direct threat to the homeland, and they're getting much stronger as we speak.
The senators on CBS's Face the Nation.
The TSA orders more new security procedures in response to fears that Al-Qaeda may be trying to produce a bomb that airport security can't detect.
The Transportation Security Administration now requiring passengers at some overseas airports that offer U.S.-bound flights to power on their electronic devices before they get on the aircraft. It says devices that won't power up will not be allowed on planes, and additional screening could be required.
That's the Blaze Radio's Chris Barnes in Washington. I'm Greg Moore on the Blaze Radio Network. Truth lives here.
Hi, everybody. Jim Howell from the KFNX Weather Center. Evening or overnight showers or thunderstorms always a possibility with the monsoon. This will last all week long with daytime highs 102 to 106. Jim Howell, Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Currently in downtown Phoenix, it's 94 degrees.
Next news in 30 minutes or when it breaks, here on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Are you experiencing frustration or desperation and you don't know the way out? There is a solution. There is light beyond the tunnel. Start to live life on your terms, the way you've always wanted. Visit SuccessCoachAndy.com. SuccessCoachAndy.com. Change can happen in an instant. To learn more about Andy's seminars or for opportunities to have him as your personal coach, call 310-774-6691. That's 310-774-6691. Here comes Success Coach Andy, the most beneficial advice program on the radio. For the next hour, you'll learn about success and happiness and how to take control of your life. And now, here's Success Coach Andy Shepard.
Welcome to the inaugural show of Success Coach Andy. I am Andy Shepard of Shepard Success Coaching, here with you every Monday at 9 p.m. on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. My mission is to help you to get a better life by getting you from where you are to where you want to be faster than a speeding bullet. Well, at least pretty darn quickly anyway. As we had a couple of days break from the World Cup, I guess you are ready for tomorrow, right? I don't watch much sport, but when I do, I find it fascinating, as it's all about mindset. In the case of a game, the winning mindset. This evening's topic is how to quit whatever you want to quit and start whatever you want to start. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm a success coach and my speciality is in transformation using timelines. I have been formally doing this since 2009. It's been my privilege to work with hundreds of people getting better relationships, better income, happier lives. I've coached people from every walk of life, a multiple Emmy Award winner, up-and-coming actors, up-and-coming models and singers and housewives, solopreneurs, highly successful business people, multiple millionaires, to name but a few. So tell me, have you ever tried to quit something but found it really difficult or near on impossible to do? Or do you have a friend or relative who is doing that, maybe right now? Then you need to listen to the show tonight and get others listen too. So give them a quick text or something, but make sure you come back and listen to the show. So, what is this show all about? I'm a firm believer that we should get more out of our lives. And I am not talking about more debt and doing more crazy things and getting more physical objects, more cars, and, you know, we've probably got enough of all of this kind of thing anyway. I'm talking about real quality. I'm talking about stuff that fires us up. I'm talking about something that's going to make us wake up in the morning, leap out of bed and say, yes, let me at it. A great, successful life is not always about money. But I'm not discounting money as something really makes us light up and doesn't always involve using our credit card. This radio show is all about how to get your success fast, faster than a speeding bullet. Well, for some people it may be that way. Success is happiness, fulfillment, being where you want to be and staying there, getting out of where you don't want to be, or getting out of being with who you don't want to be with. I will show you a few secrets I've learned along the way. One of them is that there is abundance out there. When you tap into it, and I'll show you how, you will find that you can do pretty much anything you want to do. And preferably, whatever it is that you want to do should be good for you, good for others, for the benefit of all, that kind of thing. And then you'll really be cooking. We all own one magnificent piece of technology, which is so incredible and so powerful, it can make the most amazing things happen and do and create just about anything. This piece of technology we all have and is called our brain. Unfortunately, like all powerful things, if used in the wrong way, it can cause the most terrible situations, conditions, and terrible lives for us. So we all have a brain, though I know sometimes we feel that other people are missing this appendage. So how come we aren't all successful? Well, like I said, we just aren't using our minds in the way that gives us the things we want. My mission is to change that. So please listen in every Monday at 9 p.m. and I'll give you the tools that you need to transform your life. Sound good? Great. If you've just tuned in, you're listening to Success Coach Andy. I'm Andy Shepherd on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Go to successcoachandy.com and get your free PDF on accountability. We're talking about how to quit whatever you want to quit and start whatever you want to start. So let's get starting with the first part of this evening's topic, how to quit whatever you want to quit. There are typical things that people want to quit, and we know what all of these are. Typical things are like we want to quit smoking, we want to stop drinking, being overweight, not exercising, eating the wrong food, this kind of thing. Fine. But how about looking at the things that we don't usually think about quitting, like superficial dating, being with people who drag us down? You know, we need to remember, a lot of you have heard of this, I'm sure, that we're the average of the 5 people that we spend most of our time with. And in future shows, I'll talk more about this. Basically, I'm going to call this the 5-person rule, okay? Other things that we should think about quitting are self-doubt, quit our self-loathing, quit our procrastination. There's no reason to have doubt about ourselves, no reason to loathe ourselves. We have such an amazing mind. Once we start using it correctly, we can really, really start benefiting and really start going forward. So why is it that we do these things? Why is it that we are we're having difficulty quitting? Here's a few questions that I'd like you to think about, which can help you to go through this process. So, why do we want to quit these things? Some of these questions I'm going to ask may seem a little obvious, but there is power behind them. So I really would like you to trust me and go through this process. Is that okay? I'm imagining that you're saying yes. So the next question is, why do we not want to quit doing these things? So if you analyze both of those, then this is going to get you in the right direction. The reason behind this is that we are motivated by 2 things, pain and pleasure. We generally enjoy having pleasure, and we do anything to run away from pain. Well, if you're into working out, then, we know that basically we say no pain, no gain. And we know that we've learned that we need to associate the pain as being something good for us, because we're getting fitter, we're getting stronger, and we've got pleasure from this by thinking, well, I'm going to look more attractive, I'm going to be fitter, I'm going to live for longer. And so we see this as being something good. We need to do the same thing with whatever it is that we're wanting to quit. So we also need to think about what is stopping us from quitting. Maybe there is a person that's stopping us to do this, or maybe if we've got an addiction, it is something really, really difficult to give up. So one thing I'd like to say is the most powerful force that can propel us to our success is our determination. How long does it take us to make a change? Basically, it takes this long. It takes the snap of our fingers. When we get to the point where we can decide not another day, not another minute, not another second, we're really cooking. We can really go forward. So, like I say, looking at all of these things, we need to really start thinking about these things as being why they're not good for us. So if we're looking at smoking, for example, we need to start thinking, well, what pain is this going to be giving us? If we're smoking, then obviously the pain that we're getting from this is that we're going to have bad health in the future. I mean, it's a fact, and I'm sorry if you're a smoker, and you're probably bored with people saying this to you. I'm just using this as an example. We need to also think about how much money we're spending on smoking. So accountability is an essential tool to getting goals met. I'm giving away a free PDF on accountability. This PDF is a chapter I wrote with book Zero to Hero that I co-authored with David Fagan. So go to successcoachandy.com to sign up for your free copy. I'm Andy Shepherd of Shepherd Success Coaching. When we return, I'll give you the 8-step formula to quitting. You're tuned in to Shepherd Success Coaching on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
Hi, Rick and Dave here.
The Elton Brothers on KFNX.
Have you ever pulled in front of a listing, can't get a hold of anyone, and just wanted more info and photos?
That's so annoying.
Well, we have an app for you.
Simply text Elton to 32323.
It's completely free and downloads right to your mobile device.
So any real estate sign across the valley.
Text Elton to 32323 and get all the MLS info right to your phone.
Immediately.
The Elton Brothers, Realty One Group, putting real estate in the palm of your hand.
Earn $2,000 to $3,000 per month part-time in a home-based business with a purpose. Earn as much as $8,000 to $10,000 per month full-time as a marketing rep for a new line of products to be released by a billion-dollar company. That's right, we are partnering with a billion-dollar company in an industry that is set to explode in the next 2 years. To get started, text the word PURPOSE to 88202. Earn $2,000 to $3,000 per month part-time and $8,000 to $10,000 per month full-time. Text PURPOSE to 88202.
You see, this is a radio talk show. This is not the news. If you want the news, I don't even know where to tell you to go, because there is no news. CNN is not the news. MSNBC is not the news. NBC, ABC, CBS, they all are biased. The only difference between Michael Savage and them is I tell you what I think. I don't try to make believe I'm neutral. I am not neutral. I am not neutral. I am not neutral.
The Savage Nation. Independent Talk. 1100 KFNX.
You'll feel psyched up, tuned in, turned on, and mega-wired for sound. What? Yeah, tune in to Healthy House Calls. We discuss the secrets to wellness, longevity, and abundant energy. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we broadcast live and direct from Healthy Habit Health Food Store.
Stay up late. Alex Jones, After Dark. Nights, 1 to 3 a.m. On Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX, the home of the Alex Jones Show.
Since 1980, Information Methods Incorporated has been a leader in technology consulting. The management experience of IMI's Prime Consultants and Associates includes years of expertise in both public and private sectors. From assigning a project management officer to complete end-of-project post-mortem, IMI applies industry standards and our own custom methodologies to ensure your next technology project is a success. For details and example solutions, visit www.imi-us.com. We measure our success by your success. Your partner, IMI.
Westbrook's Law Firm, 602-262-HELP.
The Westbrook's Law Firm is a full-service firm handling all types of cases. Westbrook's Law Firm has aggressive, high-powered trial lawyers who will fight hard for you. Call now for a free consultation on your serious accident or injury case, wrongful death claim, medical malpractice, DUI, sexual harassment, and for sports and entertainment law representation. Call now. That's Westbrook's Law Firm, your full-service firm.
Westbrook's Law Firm, 602-262-HELP.
Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get the show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold, only shooting stars bring the most. Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get the show on, get paid. And all that glitters is
welcome back to Success Coach Andy. I'm Andy Shepherd of Shepherd Success Coaching here with you every Monday at 9 p.m. on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Tonight I'm talking about how to quit whatever you want to quit and start whatever you want to start. So once we've decided to quit whatever it is that we're quitting, we need to do the following. And this is my 8 steps to quitting. So we need to first recognize that something needs to be changed. And to help us to recognize this, we need to get some momentum, get determined about it, realize that, just get the urge that we really, really need to change, this determination. So the best way of doing that is to think about, if I'm in this relationship, if I'm smoking, if I don't lose this weight, if I don't move house, I don't get this new job, whatever it is, I don't maybe go to college to get the degree that I need to. Think about how it's going to be in 6 months from now. Think about a year from now. Think about how it's going to be from 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15, 20, if you don't make that decision. I've gone through this really quickly when I'm coaching people who go through the process really slowly. Now, yes, this is a painful situation, a painful process to go through, but, really, I'm sorry, in this case there's no pain, no gain. We need to use this pain as a motivator to propel us forward and to go forward. This is what successful people do. They go through the pain barrier. It looks as if people who are millionaires who've got lots and lots of money, they're having an easy life. Well, no, they're not. They've worked really hard to get there. And it's been my privilege to know a lot of people, and I'm sure you as well, who've got to be very successful. And they work really hard, and they make a lot of sacrifices. The second thing you need to do is look at how it is holding you back, slowing you down, or getting in your way. And that's basically part of the process that I talked about, where you're looking 6 months and so on. Really contemplate that. Contemplate on how your lives or those around you will benefit by the change. And so you can think of it in the same way. How will the life be if you made that change in 6 months from now, in 2 years from now, in 10 years from now, and so on? What would that look like? What would that be like? And that's the kind of more pleasurable side of it. So this is where you're going to get your pleasure from it. And the most important part of it is to have a commitment to change. You need to really be determined. This is the most important part, the determination of going forward, of saying, right, I'm going to do this no matter what. And then stick to it. Don't go around making excuses for why you shouldn't do it, because there are 1,000,001 of those. And that's really not going to get you there, is it? It's not going to get you to what your goal is, which is to have success, isn't it? And that's what I'm all about. I mean, you've seen my name is Success Coach Andy. My company is Shepherd Success Coaching. I'm all about the success. And that's exactly what I want for you. I want for you to be successful. So look at the things that need to be changed. See the pain involved if you don't make the change. Look at how it is holding you back, slowing you down, or getting in your way, and contemplate how your life is going to get better if you make that change, which is a really great idea. Don't you agree? If you've just tuned in, you're listening to Success Coach Andy. I'm Andy Shepherd on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Go to successcoachandy.com and get your free PDF on accountability. Okay, so let's carry on talking about how to quit whatever you want to quit and start whatever you want to start. So we're looking at the quitting part of it. We've just done the first 4 stages of this. Now we're going to do the next 4. So number 5, this is very important. You need to see that the change is possible. Because if you don't see it's possible, if you don't believe it's possible, you're in big trouble. You're not going to do anything about it. You're not going to move forward. You just go, you know, you've got to see that there is not only a light at the end of the tunnel, but there's a light beyond the tunnel, that you're going to get out of this, and you're going to go to get something, you're going to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. So you need to start finding how to change. So this would possibly be using a third person. If you have some kind of addiction, whether it's to smoking, whether it's to, sometimes even you can be addicted to food, to whatever you're eating. I read a really great book which was called Stop Counting the Calories and Start Losing Weight. This was fantastic. I mean, I got the book because I thought it was such a ridiculous title. It can't be true. And it is. It showed that there are basically 5 things that can be causing you to stop, to be craving. And one of them can be that you've got candida, for example. So, you know, if you go to a dietitian, then they'll be looking at all of the things that can be giving you cravings. Sugar's one of them, refined foods, etc. Another, if you are kind of addicted to, or maybe you've got a problem with drugs, you need rehabilitation. You need somebody to really help you there. And a drug can be like nicotine as well. You go to a doctor, they can give you some nicotine patches. You know all of this stuff. If you're looking at something more personal with a personal relationship, or if you're really wanting to get going in your business and really be successful, but you don't know how to make it happen, then a success coach like myself could be helping you there. So you feel free to give me a call. Go to my site and find out about what I do. The 7th part of it is implementing the change. So you need to work out a structure. You need to work out a process. You need to work out how you're going to go about doing it. Maybe you've got a professional helping you, a doctor, a coach, or whatever, and they will give you a plan of action, and then you'll be able to go forward. The 8th part of it is very important, accountability, because basically there's an elasticity danger. What does this mean? Basically, we have a tendency to go back to wherever we drinking, we can give up eating, we can exercise really hard, but there's a tendency to kind of go backwards and start looking at, going back to where we were before. So a person who can help you with accountability would be a coach, and also to start thinking about reward and punishment. So if you're doing something that's not good, you need to think of what are the consequences of doing that. So you should be thinking of, well, I'm going to, if I do this, then basically I don't start quitting something, then I'm going to give $100 to a charity that I really don't believe in. You've got to give something that's painful to you. I mean, if you give it to a charity that is good, then you'll probably not see this as something that's painful. You subconsciously will go, well, if I don't quit or I don't do what I've set to do, then that's okay. It's no big thing. Not a problem with this. So those are things to think about. So I'm Andy Shepherd of Shepherd Success Coaching. When we return, I'll tell you how to start whatever you want to start. You're tuned in to Success Coach Andy on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
Coverage you can count on around the clock. News, Jim Howell on weather, and the KFNX traffic team. Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. You're listening to Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX, home of the Blaze News. The truth lives here.
The Blaze Radio News. I'm Greg Moore. Texas Republican Governor Rick Perry inviting President Obama a number of times to visit the Texas-Mexico border to see the immigration crisis up close and personal as tens of thousands of immigrant children cross the border illegally. President Obama saying no thanks, despite the fact that he'll be in the Lone Star State, according to White House spokesman Josh Earnest. Obama will be flying from Denver to Dallas July 9th for a fundraiser, and then leave Texas from Austin the next day. Earnest being asked if Obama was comfortable with attending a fundraiser in Texas with people on the border trying to deal with floods of illegals. Earnest saying that enough senior officials are worrying about that particular problem. The president planning to ask Congress Tuesday for more than $2 billion in spending to deal with the crisis. Two senators weigh in on why we should and should not try to influence the crisis in Iraq. The Blaze Radio's Mari Cartel reports.
How do we bring about nationalism in Iraq where people are still wedded to blood feuds and sectarian violence? And do we honestly believe that sending airstrikes in is going to change a 14th-century-old battle?
Illinois Democratic Senator Dick Durbin with all the reasons why we ought to be staying out of the ISIS-Iraq violence. But South Carolina's Republican Senator Lindsey Graham with why the U.S. better take action.
Director of National Intelligence, the FBI Director, and most of our intelligence community, ISIS presents a direct threat to the homeland in Syria, now Iraq. Americans and Western Europeans are going to help their cause, and they can flow back here. So yes, they're a direct threat to the homeland, and they're getting much stronger as we speak.
The senators on CBS's Face the Nation. I'm Mari Cartel, The Blaze News.
You're listening to news on the Blaze Radio Network. Truth lives here.
Are you experiencing frustration or desperation and you don't know the way out? There is a solution. There is light beyond the tunnel. Start to live life on your terms, the way you've always wanted. Visit SuccessCoachAndy.com. SuccessCoachAndy.com. Change can happen in an instant. To learn more about Andy's seminars or for opportunities to have him as your personal coach, call 310-774-6691. That's 310-774-6691.
Your Financial Plan with Wayne Candace every Tuesday at noon. Wayne Candace is best known as the Bugle Boy who serenades his audience and provides informative strategies for retirement and financial goal planning. Your Financial Plan every Tuesday at noon.
And education lasts a lifetime. If your child's school isn't challenging them and preparing them for the future, apply today for an education savings account and give your child access to the school setting that best meets their needs. 1 in 5 Arizona students are eligible for a state-funded education savings account to pay for private school, homeschooling, or online classes. To find out if an education savings account is the right fit for your child, visit askamomaz.org. To qualify for next school year, apply before May 1st. Visit askamomaz.org.
Are you a motorsports fan? A gearhead? Join me, national award-winning radio and television host Kurt Hansen, every Saturday right here at 2 p.m. for the greatest names in motorsports, from the Valley of the Sun to Formula One. It's Race Central, Saturdays at 2 p.m. See you there!
Honestly provocative talk radio on the Lars Larson Show.
President Barack Hussein Obama appears to want to draw lines, and now he wants to enforce it, because otherwise Barack Obama loses face. This is what it's all about. I know John Kerry says it's not war, but what do you call it when you launch $1.45 million cruise missiles at Syria? We don't know how many they're going to use, but I would guess we're into this thing for at least $100 million.
The Lars Larson Show, 10 to midnight on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Westbrook's Law Firm, 602-262-HELP.
The Westbrook's Law Firm is a full-service firm handling all types of cases. Westbrook's Law Firm has aggressive, high-powered trial lawyers who will fight hard for you. Call now for a free consultation on your serious accident or injury case, wrongful death claim, medical malpractice, DUI, sexual harassment, and for sports and entertainment law representation. Call now. That's Westbrook's Law Firm, your full-service firm.
Westbrook's Law Firm, 602-262-HELP.
Aw, you know kids will be kids.
Oh, I don't know why they're trying to make a big deal of it. It's just a harmless rite of passage.
It's just a stage. All kids face some bullying. They'll get over it.
That girl, she just brings it on herself. I don't feel bad for her at all.
It's just a
why they're trying to make a big deal of it.
It's
just a harmless.
When it comes to bullying, don't validate, eliminate. Adults have the power to stop bullying in our schools. I'm Dennis Van Rokel, president of the National Education Association. It's up to us as educators, as parents, as adults, to stand up on behalf of bullied kids. It's caring adults that can stop bullying, fix it, and prevent it. Help us create safe, bully-free learning environments for all students. One caring adult can make all the difference. Be that adult and take the pledge at NEA.org/bully-free. That's NEA.org/bully-free.
A message from the National Education Association.
Welcome back to Success Coach Andy. I'm Andy Shepherd of Shepherd Success Coaching, here with you every Monday at 9 p.m. on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Tonight, I'm talking about how to quit whatever you want to quit and start whatever you want to start. So let's look at starting whatever you want to start. So we need to ask ourselves questions again, like last time. So why should we start something new? Why should we do it? What is the reason for this? Like I said before, if you're thinking about going to college or something, think about why you're doing it. Really predict your future, thinking about what is going to happen, what money you're going to make, what job you're going to have at the end of it, what prestige, what kind of lifestyle you'll have. Find things that are going to really motivate you. I know that perhaps if you're 18 or 19, it's going to be pretty difficult for you to be thinking of such things because you haven't lived them. So talk to people who have and find out what they were able to get because of going through college, or do some research on them and look and, basically motivate yourself from it. So think about the things, what is stopping us from going forward? What is stopping us from getting where we want to be? So obviously, if you're wanting to stop overeating, if you're wanting to stop smoking or drinking, then there's an addiction involved there, so you need to get some help with it. So you need to basically get people who can help you. If you're in a relationship that is bad and you need to get out of it, then you need to find somebody who can help you. Or if you've got in a relationship that's bad and you want to make it good because you really love that person and you're willing to do whatever it takes, then find somebody who will be able to help you with that process. So, okay, we need to think about how we can stop the stopping. So to do this, we need to think about why we procrastinate. That terrible procrastination word. A lot of us, I love this saying that I picked up from Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins said he's got a cure for procrastination. You should procrastinate tomorrow. You know, it's simple, but basically try living it, and you will get some pretty cool rewards from it. So, reasons for procrastination. Maybe it's because of laziness. Laziness can stop us from procrastinating. Well, yeah, maybe that is it. There are two things like pain and pleasure, like I've said before. If you look at cleaning, is a good example. People can see cleaning as being, for some people, it's something that's pleasurable because afterwards they get a real sense of reward because everything is spotless and it's something pretty simple to do. And, you know, it's not as if you're going to have to spend weeks or months in doing it, whatever it is, cleaning, etc. You can do it and then boom, the house is clean. And also they have a nice time when they can be thinking over stuff. So for some people, cleaning is cool. For most of us, it's like really painful. I, for one, I'm not good at cleaning. So when we procrastinate, like I say, we're associating pain or discomfort to it. So how can we use this pain and pleasure to our advantage? We need to learn and make them motivate us. So look at this process that I said about going from doing things from what is it going to be like in 6 months' time, in a year's time, or 5 years' time, and how is it going to be if I've done that change, and really take a look at that. Often it takes more time and more effort than we think worrying about it. Basically, it takes more time than actually doing the process. So it's better to just get stuck in and do it. And that's what I've found anyway. There's been so many times when I've needed to, for example, the business cards that I get, to actually file them and do something with them. The process is doesn't take too long and pretty rewarding when you make contact with lots of people. If you've just tuned in, you're listening to Success Coach Andy. I'm Andy Shepherd on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Go to successcoachandy.com and get your free PDF on accountability. Okay, so let's continue talking about starting whatever you want to start. So, how can we kill procrastination? Now, one thing is we need to look at is anchoring. Often we're kind of, well, first let me tell you what anchoring is. An anchor, as you know, is something that holds a ship in a fixed position. And we work that I do with neuro-linguistic programming and so on, anchoring from what I've learned as a certified coach with Tony Robbins and Cloe Madanes, is that we're anchored to things that have happened in the past. I'm not really making much sense, am I? So let me tell you a good example of anchoring in advertising. This is heavily used. We now have Beyonce advertising for Pepsi. So what they do is they show Beyonce, they play her music, and, you know, people are generally feeling good. They love her music. They love seeing Beyonce. And then they show a picture of Pepsi. So then they put you back again and they're playing music of Beyonce, showing her, you're feeling good. Then they show you a picture of Pepsi again. So what happens is you start associating this pleasure that you're feeling with Pepsi, and so you want to go and buy the product. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you prefer Coca-Cola. But you get the idea of it. Now, what can happen is that we can be negatively anchored to certain things. So what happens is that we can have aversion to various things, and this is a negative anchor. So what we can do with this is that we need to learn how to collapse them. So collapsing anchors is something that a qualified coach such as myself is able to do. Now, this isn't every single coach. I'm a person who's been trained by Tony Robbins, and this is something that he uses quite extensively and to great effect. Another thing that you can do, is you're creating positive anchors. When you're collapsing an anchor, you mix a positive anchor to a negative anchor. Well, this is all technical stuff. I mean, basically, you don't need to know all of this. This is what a coach needs to know. But basically, definitely, that is something that can work. I work with somebody who had problems with procrastination, and it was very interesting. There was an event in the past in her childhood which had caused her to, well, not procrastinate actually, it was to be late for events. I'm Andy Shepherd of Shepherd Success Coaching. When we return, I'm going to ask you 7 powerful questions which will really get you to get stuck into whatever you want to get started. And I'll be giving away a free PDF of a chapter from a book I co-authored, Zero to Hero. You're tuned in to Success Coach Andy on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
Here's what Sandy Barrett, a realtor here in the Valley of the Sun for 32 years, had to say about Jack the Roofer.
You know what? He is the only call I make when I have a roof issue. I've been a realtor for 32 years. He is on time. He is clean. He is precise. He's always prepared. I've known him about 20 years. He's the best. Never met anybody that's more on their game and more willing to be of service. Because, you know, anybody can get anything done anywhere. But when somebody's willing to go the extra mile, and I've seen him do it time and again, he's just the best. I love him as a human being and as a roofer. He's just great. If somebody else tells you need this, that, and the other thing, and he can do it a different way and have it be more economical, he will for you.
Get your roof fixed right the first time and get it fixed before monsoon season. Call Jack the Roofer, 602-996-7443. That's 602-996-7443.
Hey everyone, it's Edward Woodson, inviting you to tune in to the Edward Woodson Show. With me, your host, Edward Woodson. We'll talk business, politics, and the things that really make you mad.
Catch the Edward Woodson Show, weekdays from 5 to 6 a.m., only on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
I'm Edward Woodson, and I'm so mad!
Earn $2,000 to $3,000 per month part-time in a home-based business with a purpose. Earn as much as $8,000 to $10,000 per month full-time as a marketing rep for a new line of products to be released by $1 billion company. That's right, we are partnering with $1 billion company in an industry that is set to explode in the next 2 years. To get started, text the word PURPOSE to 88202. Earn $2,000 to $3,000 per month part-time and $8,000 to $10,000 per month full-time. Text PURPOSE to 88202.
I'm John Tesh. Coming up this week on Intelligence for Your Life, we'll explore the connection between electronic devices and our sleep, including why planning an electronic sundown an hour before bedtime can improve our sleep. And we'll share tips for conquering the all-you-can-eat buffet. For example, I'll explain why when we load the most expensive food on our plate first, we will eat less. Intelligence for Your Life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Saturdays at 10 p.m. or online at 1100kfnx.com.
Westbrook's Law Firm, 602-262-HELP.
The Westbrook's Law Firm is a full-service firm handling all types of cases. Westbrook's Law Firm has aggressive, high-powered trial lawyers who will fight hard for you. Call now for a free consultation on your serious accident or injury case, wrongful death claim, medical malpractice, DUI, sexual harassment, and for sports and entertainment law representation. Call now. That's Westbrook's Law Firm, your full-service firm.
Westbrook's Law Firm, 602-262-HELP.
It's my Welcome back to Success Coach Andy. I am Andy Shepherd of Shepherd Success Coaching, here with you every Monday at 9 p.m. on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Tonight I'm talking about how to quit whatever you want to quit and start whatever you want to start. I'm looking at the second part of this, which is how to start whatever you want to start. And there are 7 questions which can help you to do this. So there is power behind questions. Some of these questions may seem a little bit simple, but trust me, try them out, answer them, really contemplate them, make them be effective. First question, can you see the benefit of being able to quit anything you want to? Okay, I know this is obvious, but if you go through the process, you need to really cognitively think about it, really contemplate it, really put it in there, meditate on it, if you will. Can you see the benefit of being able to start anything whenever you wanted to? I mean, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? If you could get to the stage where you said, right, I am going to go and start this project right now, and you could just go and do it. I mean, wouldn't that be a really neat thing if you never had any issues with procrastination? So think about that. Let that be a motivator for finding out how to actually do it. 3, what would that mean to you? How would it be? How would your life be? Would be the 4th question you need to look at. You know, if you were able to start doing stuff, you'd like, you know, quitting smoking, quitting drinking, going to the gym, being able to go to study or to go and build that back porch that you've wanted to, or to go into your backyard and tidy it up and make it an area where your children can play. Maybe you create a barbecue there so that you can have your friends over. What an amazing time you'd be able to have. Think of all the joy of doing all of that. Maybe if you created, like if you wanted to make it look pretty and put some flowers in there and some plants and stuff, or maybe you could go crazy. You could go and put a little pond in there. I don't know, in the UK we're into this. We love having little ponds and fountains and stuff. So maybe you could go and do that, or contract somebody to do it. You know, how would that be? How would that change your life? How great would that be? You could be showing to your friends. You could invite them round. Hey, you know, I've just fixed my yard and it looks really neat, so let's have an inauguration party. Think about things that are going to really motivate you to do it. I really believe in that we should be focusing on our goals and how that's going to feel when we've actually done them. Remember, we've got the pain and pleasure here. So sometimes we have to use some pain to get us through it, when we need to make the change, to make the decision. So when we also need to think of the pleasure, really focus on that and focus on what the result is rather than the pain that we're going through at the moment. So look at 5 would be, how would you benefit from this? You'd have a better house, more money, a cleaner house perhaps. You'd be fitter, more healthy. You might have a better or healthier relationship. Contemplate those things as well. And finally, don't you think you deserve it? Of course you do. So let that motivate you. Say, hey, I deserve this. I really do. So, just get stuck in and do it. And sometimes it has to be a bit no pain, no gain, but in a good way, You have just if you've just tuned in, you are listening to Success Coach Andy. I'm Andy Shepherd on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Go to successcoachandy.com and get your free PDF of accountability. Okay, so let's continue talking about how to start whatever you want to start. So number 7 would be, how can you get someone to help you? Well, like I said, maybe you need a doctor to go and help you. Maybe you need somebody like a dietitian or a nutritionalist. And of course, maybe you need a coach. Maybe you need a business coach. Maybe you need somebody like me as a success coach, somebody who I work as. Obviously, a success coach is a kind of a life coach, but I'm here to really take you to your success. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and how this works. My job is to release blockages, to release things that are stopping you from moving forward. You know, it's a bit like an antivirus, if you like. I mean, you know, if you've got viruses on your computer, basically that's going to stop the computer from working efficiently. Well, we have blockages inside us. And, you know, I'm not saying that you've got lots of viruses inside you. Please, that's not what I'm saying. But we have things that have happened in the past which are causing us to stopping us from going forward. And a lot of these things you're already conscious and aware of. But there are certain things that you are not aware of. And these are things that my job is to find them out and to help you with them. Another great thing that I work with is accountability. I work with goal setting as well. And then the power factor after that is with accountability. Now, I know that most people don't like goal setting. Goal is a 4-letter word. Goal setting, we don't like it. But if you look at the people who are really, really successful, they have been doing goal setting. They know exactly where they're going to be in 3 months, 6 months time, 5 years time, 10 years time. An example of this is with the Japanese. The Japanese have got a 100-year plan, and they're kind of getting somewhere pretty good, aren't they? So you can see that goal setting is something that is important. Remember, with goal setting, we all think that there's something that has to be fixed and rigid. That's not the case. It can be something that is, you know, just you can change it as you go along. Maybe you need to do that. Maybe you need to be flexible. But, you know, you make a rough outline of how it's going to be and then do some course correction. Another thing that I have as a coach is that I work at getting you to where your goals fast. I've got special techniques on being able to do that. There is definitely a kind of a way that you can attract success, and those are things that I work with. I'm very good at that. Also, I have got, you know, like a sixth sense as to what the problem is. As I'm talking to somebody, I've become clear about where they're going, their obstacles are, what's holding them back, what needs to be changed. So those are things that are really useful as well. And one thing that is pretty important, basically I'm authentic. I'm not going to start teaching you or telling you or coaching you on anything that I haven't tried out myself and that I've not proved actually works, because this is something that is extremely important. One thing that I'd like to offer to you is a PDF on accountability. I wrote a chapter in a book called Zero to Hero. I co-authored the book with the ex-CEO of a company called Guerrilla Marketing. Guerrilla Marketing is about publicity. It's about marketing on the internet, basically. It's got nothing to do with gorillas. And so I'm going to offer you this chapter. The book is really fantastic. It's got various other authors in it as well. But I want to give you this for free because accountability is something that is so essential to you, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. So how do you go about getting it? Well, go to successcoachandy.com and you'll be able to find it there. And so those are the things that, like I say, those are some of the things that I do. It would be an absolute pleasure to work with you. So please get in contact with me. We've been talking about how to quit whatever you want to quit and start whatever you want to start. The main points to remember are deciding what you want to quit or change. Do whatever it takes to get committed to change, and then the consequences are not acceptable. Then get some accountability and or coaching and to get you through the process until you succeed. Go to successcoachandy.com to get your free PDF. Call me on 310-774-6691 if you want to do some coaching with me. I'd like to thank Sarah for keeping the show running smoothly and for all of you for listening.
America is truly exceptional, and she deserves to be defended in the face of a rogue and runaway government. As respecters of freedom, we must commit to raising the banner of freedom for all to see. Hi, this is Shane Krauser, the director of the American Academy for Constitutional Education. Inspire your group and give them the tools and education to move this message forward. Schedule us to speak at your next event by visiting us at aafce.com. America's best days are yet to come. That's aafce.com.
Car overheating? Didn't pass emissions? Just plain tired of it? Donate it, running or not, to Catholic Charities. It's tax deductible and pickup is free. Donate today. 866-688-GIVE. That's 866-688-GIVE.
Hi, this is Connie.